Hi, this is Nick Muldoon, student number AIP C012979, and this is assignment or Prac 10A Part 1. Hey Catherine, how are you?
I'm not too bad, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. It's getting cold out there.
It's freezing.
Have you been keeping warm?
Trying, yes.
It is tough, isn't it? So, it's nice to see you again. What has been happening? We had a bit of a chat last fortnight, about the mortgage.
Yeah.
Don't have heaps to go. 20,000 I think from memory.
Yes.
And you were going to have a chat to them about the hardship.
Yeah. Not great. I spoke to the bank and they refused the hardship proposal.
Right.
So pretty upset about that. Frustrated.
Okay.
Yeah. Not really sure where to go from now. It seemed very I was just surprised.
Yeah.
Such a loyal customer for a long time and just nothing.
I'm sorry. That is weird because I think you've had it since about what you took out. The original loan was 300. And I saw your history. You're pretty good over the last 12 years.
Never missed a payment.
So you're just asking for a bit of help, hardship, and
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is frustrating. All right. What do you want to do about it?
It just feels very unfair. It feels like, is there something else? Are they allowed to just refuse without any further sort of negotiation? I'm not really sure what we can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely want to do something if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. All right. Well, so you do have rights in this, in regards to this one. So, the unfortunate reality is the bank doesn't have to say yes. You've been with them for a long time, and I think we can try and appeal to that. But at the same time, they don't have to say yes. Okay, but you do have the right to complain, and you do have the right to try and negotiate something. Now, just having a look at the situation, you are facing a hardship scenario through no fault of your own. This is through your health. You're unable to work. You still intend to pay the mortgage just at a reduced amount, and instead of paying it back on the last 8 months, you want to drag it out over, say, or double that basically, 200 per fortnight instead of 450. So, yeah, as I said, probably one of the better options we can do is put in a complaint and see if we can try and renegotiate it, get them to review. Basically what would happen is, I've had a look on the website. I didn't assume this would happen, but I always just like to keep an idea. So I do have a form, but basically what we'd do is we'd fill out the form and send it into them, email it to them, and basically wait to hear back. So if we do a complaint, they do have to write back and let us know what their thoughts are.
Okay.
So that's the first step. This is basically known as the internal dispute resolution process. So you're dealing with the department, comes out of the department, and there's an area in most banks or most financial institutions that focus on this. Okay. With these reviews, they can overturn the decision, and basically we can see where we go from there. What it would involve is filling out a form. So what are you thinking?
Let's do it.
Yeah?
Yep.
Alright,
Yeah.
cool. So this is the form, one I have prepared earlier. Okay. So what Do you want me to help you go through this one, or?
If I'll have a look at it, see if I can fill it out, maybe just double check it.
I can go through it with
Yeah.
you now, just quickly. So
Yeah.
we've got member number, so that's on all your bank statements, name, or, these are the main details. I'm guessing you'd know this pretty well. I can help you with that. So product, service, this is a home loan, okay, and then reason for complaint, financial hardship. So I'll just tick that. On the back is basically where you can write your complaint. So some things, if you have trouble, let me know. But some things I would write is just talk about your history, talk about the fact that you've come into hardship, and you want to reduce it to the lesser amount, and given your previous history with the bank, hopefully they can overturn the decision.
Okay.
All right. Now there is an email address where you can send this through to. I'll give that to you as well. If you feel confident with that, that's where we go from here.
Okay.
There are steps if it doesn't go well, but we'll deal with that later.
Okay. Fill this out, send it back, and they have to respond.
Yes,
In
in writing.
Yes. Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you have any questions about this process, or?
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay. Well, look, we'll see what we hear back. We'll take it from there. There's other options as well if they don't accept it, but we'll just take it one step at a time.
Okay.
All right. So we'll probably. So you said you're going to look into it. I've helped you just do what.
I'll send that off today.
You'll send that off today. We'll follow up in say a fortnight, same time in a fortnight, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Catherine, welcome back.
Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. How have you been feeling?
Bit tired. Yeah.
Bit tired?
I'm a bit unwell, so
Yeah.
I'm exhausted really.
Have you been kind to yourself?
Yeah, trying.
Yeah. What have you been doing that's been good to yourself?
Lots of knitting lately.
Yeah. That's good. So keeping busy.
Yeah.
You making me a jumper for winter?
Totally.
All right. Look, nice to see you again. How did we go with the complaint we did last fortnight?
Yeah, not great. They have again refused it.
They have.
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked and very disappointed. Not really much explanation, just same again, saying that it's not sufficient grounds for hardship, and I brought the letter with me if you want to read it.
I would love to. So you filled it out.
Yeah.
And they have written back, which is good. Yeah, okay. I love how they say that. We apologise for any inconvenience caused.
Yeah. I don't really understand the wording of inconvenience.
There's a lot of inconvenience. Alright, I'm sorry to hear about that. So look, we've asked them.
Yeah.
You've asked them. We've put a complaint. Still nothing's happened. Alright. Basically what we do now is up to you. Are you happy with this situation?
Not really, no.
Okay. So there are a few, we can take it further.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've done, I think I said before, the internal dispute resolutions process. So we have the department, and then we have the complaints department that we went into. All banks that are reputable are part of an EDR, so an external dispute resolutions process. Alright, so in this case it is AFCA, which is the Australian Financial Complaints Authority.
Okay.
So a lot of acronyms, a lot of words. this is an external party
Mm-hmm.
that can take on the complaint.
Okay.
They basically do this sort of thing a lot. For a lot of people who is in a similar situation to yourself, they'll have another look at the complaint.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably ask for some information, so the previous complaint documents we sent, copy of your home loan statement, and they'll review the case.
Yeah.
So, you know, one would argue that maybe the bank is biased. AFCA is external and is probably, you know, fresh, unbiased. What's better again is most of the situations they can actually, if they find in your favour, they can change it.
Okay.
They have authority to change it.
Right.
So that's pretty good. I mean, basically we would have to fill out a form. Again, we're getting pretty good at the paperwork, which is found on the AFCA website, but they have an email address you can send it through to.
Okay.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, let's do it. I don't really want to let it go, and I can't, you know, make those payments, so I'm going to have to keep going up the chain.
Sure, yeah. And it's just frustrating, you know. I think, given the situation that you're in, you know, it's no fault of your own. So let's see how we go. I'm not guaranteeing that it will be in your favour, but I think the important thing is that there are options for you. You know, besides that, this is a good alternative than taking them to court.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is another option as well. That is outside my expertise, but you know, we can deal with that if we get to it. Yeah. So as I said, AFCA's their decisions are binding on the complaint, which is good. So how do you feel about doing this one? This one's a little bit bigger. Are you okay with? So there's a couple of pages. Fill this one out and complete it, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Look, have a look through and ask you if there's anything I'm not too sure of.
You can put me down as a authorised representative if you want assistance.
So what does that entail?
So I would speak on your behalf moving forward.
Yeah.
So if you feel comfortable, that's fine. If it's getting a bit much, that's where you fill out my details.
Yeah.
And I would speak to them on your behalf, and you know, I would keep in touch with you as well and let you know what they've organised.
I think I should be right to fill in this form, but I think it's been quite stressful and I'm really not being very well. So maybe it would be a good idea if you could sort of do the rest of the talking with this one, because it's really starting to get a bit unmanageable.
Getting a bit much. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. You've probably got enough going on.
Yeah.
Look, happy to do that. That's fine. So what would happen is we would fill this out. I mean, I can even help you after this meeting. Just go through it. Basically, I would send all the files I have on this complaint up to them as well. So the letter that you receive back, the letter will be sent to them, and we'll go from there. Yeah, and then they might get in contact to ask some more questions, which is pretty much what happens with these.
Yeah.
They may ask for some more information, maybe some more history on the loan, and they'll, as I said, make a decision.
Okay.
So, yeah, so as I said, that's the next step. Happy for me to be your main contact afterwards.
Yeah.
Did you have any questions with that one? Or?
No, I think that makes sense. You'll chat to them, let me know if I need any more information, and then we'll just keep following it up.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as I said, this is part of your rights as well to take this further. So, as I said, I can't guarantee it's going to be in your favour.
Yeah.
But we can at least fight for it.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, look. as I said, we'll help you out, but with this straight after. But in the meantime, we will review it in our next session, which will be in another fortnight, if you're okay.
Yeah. Is that enough time for them to sort of usually get back to us, or?
I'm going to be honest, I think it's more along the lines of a month. But if I have any updates as well, I can let you know. Okay. So we may be looking more towards a month or 6 weeks. If we do hear back in 2 weeks, that's great. Okay. But we can at least discuss the process.
What happens with the home loan in that time?
Good question. So while we've got it going through Africa, we can place it on hold.
Good.
All right. Any other questions?
That's everything.
All right. Well, look, we'll speak to you then.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hey, Nick here again, just doing the reflection part. So we had the ConBank complaint form filled out. So just running through the details, customer contact details. I mean, I filled that out, made up some numbers and addresses for Catherine. Product or service, I've ticked the home loan. Reason for complaint, I've ticked financial hardship / arrears. In the complaint details, look, in the scenario, Catherine had written the complaint. I've just written it for a bit of practice, I guess, in her language, basically. So I go on to write, I have 20,000 owing on an original mortgage of 300,000. Over the last 12 years, I have made payments regularly and never missed or was late. I have 8 months to go on this debt and have fallen into financial hardship due to health reasons. I only ask you to review my case to allow me to continue paying my mortgage at a rate of $200 per fortnight instead of the required $450 per fortnight. I have every intention to continue paying my mortgage and paying any extra interest as a result of this reduced payment. I trust you will take into account my good history with the bank and look forward to hearing back from you. Catherine. Okay, so the next bit, what are the next steps? If the client did not manage to achieve a satisfactory outcome, and how could you advocate for the client? All right, so maybe a bit of rehashing. So we went to the complaints area of the bank with their IDR. If that didn't work, we'd go to the external dispute resolution, which we discussed in the second part, which would be AFCA, the Australian Financials Complaints Authority. If that didn't work in their favour, Catherine is able to do a complaint if she felt that wasn't handled correctly by AFCA. The other option is to go down the legal route. As far as my role, I could help with obtaining a referral for her and assist with any paperwork that the lawyer may request from her that I have access to, but that was it. As far as my role is, it would be to educate her on where to go next, but I would not be able to handle the legal case, basically. In regards to just reflection on this one, I think it was interesting, the rights of Catherine. I think that confused me a little bit. Maybe it's because it's the last one and I'm getting giddy, getting towards the end. I have worked in finance, and the bank hasn't done anything wrong, although it is arguably a dick move. The bank doesn't have to say yes. There is no right on Catherine's point of view that the bank has to accept her proposal. It is still unfair. And I think that's what confused me initially when I was looking at this one. But she does have a right to complain. She does have a right to take it to AFCA and get it reviewed. And she does have a right to try and get it renegotiated due to hardship. So there is something. I suppose it's just not a guaranteed, oh yeah, she's not, she's having health problems, they don't have to do it, which is really unfortunate. which is why I guess clients need people like financial counsellors to help advocate for them, teach them, guide them, help them when they are facing problems like this. So it was an interesting one. Yeah, I look forward to it, and seeing as this is the final one, I guess it's time for placement. Thanks a lot.